Hey, welcome back. Anyway, there was a skeleton. There he is. I don't care about him. I just find it funny. So we wandered around a bit, played with a couple of things. Didn't actually. If anything, I have more questions now than I had a minute. Last time, because I don't think I've seen a anything come out of the nether since we kicked up to week 9 here. What I really don't remember having seen is a new creature one with the the flappy-eared zombie, the pigmen, the whatever they are, creatures. I haven't seen one in the overworld, and I'm kind of wondering if well, I know I'll get to that. Let me just do something. Give me a piglin. That one. From what I gather, this one is good. If I'm gonna have to make sure he doesn't attack me. I don't think he can reach me if I'm up here. I could be wrong. Let me just set him down. And I think, well, he's mad at me, of course, because that's what he is. No, he figured it out. I gotta go. But my understanding to date, I might be wrong. He converted, yeah. And he's got the flappy ears. So that's okay. I don't think I've seen that until now, so. I wasn't sure. It seemed like the last time I saw a pigman in the overworld, it was the old kind, but that may have been before we, updated. Let's assume so. Let's also, he doesn't look very happy. And I think he'd be a lot less unhappy if he were dead. I mean, by definition, he'd be less unhappy, because what else would he be? So that's that, I guess. I mean, why not? Next thing is not really much about the new version as such. But I've been thinking about lighting in here and how we're going to... Well, I mean, there was that skeleton out there, for example. I think... well, there's lots of ways to light things up. They're all terrible. Is he still out here? It's also nighttime almost.
No.
An option... Let me just have a couple of these. You can set these things down. I think they're pretty bright, all things considered. Light is 14. I think if I stood on it, it might be... No, it's 13, actually. That's as good as a torch, really. And if I go over here, it's... Before I put that down, it was 0. That's the point. This is a thing, particularly... Let go of me, particularly if we did it. I think I can do this, if I can get it to work. If we built up... Well, I mean, that's a little strange. Doesn't really add any more light. But... From that, we could create... I kind of don't like that. Why is it... There's a base there, but... Oh, it's upside down. Why? Oh, that's interesting. Ish. I don't know what to do with that. Huh. Okay,
That's
well, it's informative.
Weird and neat and almost intentional.
I can't put one of these, like, sideways, though, right? I mean, I don't really want to. I'm just curious. Oh, wow. So I could actually build a little tree. Oh, except it's a skeleton. There's a gap. I can work with that. I don't have anything. Let me take a nap. Where's the damn door? Something like that. We could build little trees of some sort. Put the bed somewhere smart sometime. I'll show you how we could do it. Let me go grab a, I don't think we have any of these because I usually try not to have one. I've got silk touch on my hatchet, so I have to be a little cautious around any given tree because I don't want to, if I hit the leaves instead of breaking them, I'll pick them up, which is kind of what I'm thinking toward right now. Just because I like it, I'm going to go for that one. I don't have any, ender pearls. That's kind of a shame. I can do this though. I'll just do this. It could be a floofier tree than it is, but it's not, so it isn't. Just do this real quick. This shouldn't take long to get up there. Well, except of course it's lagging a bit and therefore rewinding on the progress I just made. I mean, it's like a tenth of a second, but I'm not happy about it. Yeah, I thought if I held shift and pushed forward, I'd have more control, but I might be wrong. Please get over and up. That's nothing. Every version changes the controls a bit. Recently I reverted to 111 for something, and it's, if you're in another room thinking about the trackball, it flies to the side. It's crazy. This is a lot more subdued, but then it's a trade-off. So I think I do want to get this tree down because I don't want to leave it all not finished. But let me grab this stuff, and we'll come back for the wood. We're gonna want. The reason I wanted to use this tree, well, not this tree, but this type of tree specifically, is I like the coloration of the leaves. I mean, the darkness of it. Other types of trees like oak and not ash. I keep forgetting birch. Just aren't. They don't quite look right. They look too bright, which means they're probably a yellowish green or something.
It depends on the biome.
The biome's a factor, yeah. Is that you like flying by? What the hell did I see?
No.
I just saw something. It looked like. I can't wait to rewind that. Almost not related. It occurred to me like an hour ago. When you upload these, it's like, do you want to upload a thumbnail, or do we'll pick, we'll give you 3 to choose from, and you just go with the least objectionable. That's what I've been doing for years. It occurred to me I tend to, having recorded these, I'll play them back in, VLC?
Yeah.
As I'm uploading it, and that gives, just a, well, first to make sure it didn't hitch terribly or something. Something went terribly wrong as I was doing it. And also sometimes it just helps to kind of remind me. Particularly if it's like, sometimes we'll record a dozen episodes in a row, but I'm not going to upload them all at the same time. Because I don't want to. And, I just don't care. So it might be a week later, a month later maybe, that I end up actually uploading. And by that point, it's like, all I have is the thumbnail that was designed by the recording software, which is never relevant to anything. It's just basically the first frame of the video. So I'll watch through and it's like, oh yes, that's what happened. And then I can write down whatever description, however well. Anyway, it occurred to me that VLC has a snapshot mode, so I can actually get a single frame out of 30 frames a second for 60 seconds a minute for 30 odd minutes. I can't pick stuff up anymore. I'm full, and I don't like that. What the? Okay, whatever. Give me this for a sec. Hitch. One way or the other, this is going to work. And it's going to be the last way because there's no other way. Get in there, get away from me. Pick up these. I got way more of these than I really need for anything. Other trees back. That's nice. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so with these we could conceivably build trees that I think these being transparent blocks, it won't even affect the light source. I might be wrong, but we'll find out. Did you ever... It's not relevant, but yeah, you did. For a while there when you were... let's look at this one. On your screen, you had the opacity on the leaves, the whole fast rendering instead of fancy or whatever the options are. Really kind of weird to see. So if I just like put leaves on... Damn it. It's really hard. Oh, I'm too close. What the hell? Okay. Put them... Kind of make a little... I don't know, this might be a really stupid waste of time. I don't know if I like it at all. And I don't have enough branches to pull this off correctly, but... And I don't know, I mean, is it terrible? It's sort of... Everything in the game is pretty cubic, so, and I don't think light levels are hurt by it. Light is 11 block, but I think that's just because I'm a couple of blocks away from where I would be. I don't think it's blocking it.
It's weird.
12. Well, that's what I'm saying. Everything's weird. So I don't know, it's a thought. Anyway, if we want that to be a thing, that's 3 of my 6 endrods, which I found where I'd stashed them. They were at the monument in the spillover. I also found some teleporty fruit, which is relevant. What I didn't actually find was these things. I had to go into the end and go chop down a chorus tree just to get these. I thought we had some, but I don't know where the hell they would have been. Do we have room in here for stuff? Yeah, kind of. There we go. Well, that's some of it. Anyway. The end rods, you can just go to the end... I've used 4. And go to the end cities and get them, but that sounds like a commute. The alternative is get that out of there. Throw in... I'll just cook 3 sets of 8. Do I have room for glass, or did I overextend? Okay. Yeah, I don't need that right now. Oh, neat. I have charcoal, coal, whatever. Alright, so if we set this up, you can, why not? That looks great. You can plant the seed. It's got to be the moon rock stuff. Plant it on there. We're at tick rate of 40 instead of 3, which is a little offset by... Are we? Yeah, we must be, because that tree already grew back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. It grows. You can now use a... Now, I mean, it's been the case for a year or 2. Maybe more. You can just shoot that down with an arrow before you get involved in anything else. I'd rather let it split first. I mean, if you're going to bother, you might as well get profit. It might not ever split. Anyway. It is possible to automate. Well, automate is a strong word. I kind of wonder if it's possible, though. I have a thought. I want to test something. I have something I can use to test an effect. I don't see that splitting ever, so we'll grab this. Well, okay. I have 4 of these on. I don't need a compass at the moment. I have... Why do I have sticks? What the hell? 4 of those becomes 5, 7. And as they... And my arrow came back, by the way. As they cook... If I have room to pick one... Oh, please get away from me. Is it a... Yeah. So, 1 blaze rod and 1 popcorn gets you 4 more of these things, and then we have that, which is... That's technically going to be the toughest part, is you have to go into the nether and swat at blazes, but we have a thing for that, so it could be done. What I wonder a little... Let me go... I was thinking there might be a way... It wouldn't technically be automated, but I might have a thought. Okay, you can... What I just did was shooting it with an arrow and getting the thing. That can be automated. You can set it up so that on a timer or observers or something determines that the thing grew and there's a seed that you can shoot down and have it. Oh, these are no longer... I think you actually do this now. Oh, that's cool. I've been waiting. And given that, let me just put that down here. I'll just use an egg or something to fire this thing. I'm kind of curious what would happen if, for the just sake of argument, that's a terrible play. Give me that. Oh, damn it. I'm used to just punching at it now. I would imagine I could put this here. I guess I'll just find out. 5. Where's my bow? 5. Okay, that works. If I were to put down, say, a few of these, like this, and also a little bit like, that's so stupid, I can just put one here. That's gonna potentially get in my way, we'll find out. It doesn't have to be these blocks, I'm just using them because they're handy. break that out because there's a point. If I were to put down this, what happens if I hit it with... Does it just disappear? Did I get it back? I think I did. Let me double check because I wasn't actually watching the number of things I have. 4, 4, 4. Am I out? What happened? Where did it go?
I don't know.
Well, we know it doesn't scoot. I was hoping it did, but it doesn't. I think I used it up. That's annoying. I don't know what it takes to break that. Nap time, I guess. That's too bad. If I could set it up that way, I could just have a big serpentine thing that pushes new ones into place, but it's not going to be the case.
Oh,
That is... What?
kitty.
Okay. That aside. Oh, it brought me up. What the hell did it bring
Rabbit's
me?
foot.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What do you want? You're not my cat.
Is it my cat? Did I
Yeah.
ever tame one of those? Where is it?
It's now in my house on my box.
Get down. Can I... I'm out of room. Damn you. Do I have, like, bones somewhere? It seems like I have bones somewhere. Yeah, get away from me. Something else I heard, which I'm going to call a rumor, is you can now... Where'd he go?
I pushed him off.
Oh, well, that works. It must be mine. I didn't know I had one. Come here. Dummy. I don't care, sit. Alright, so anyway, even if we can't push him around, what we can do... I did that because why the hell not? It's a scarecrow, sure. What we can do is automate the rest of it, meaning that we could have these on the ground. I could just build it, but it might take a little while, and we also don't have everything we'd really need. Okay, but these on the ground surrounded... Really, you put them in the ground with kind of surrounded by hoppers, or at least on one side, to collect things. And a ceiling over it, so when the fruit, this thing grows the way it went all the way up in the air, it only goes up, I don't know, a couple of meters maybe, which is just enough, incidentally, for the thing to occasionally split, so you can actually get more back than you use. Use anything to trigger, one of these if you want. A row of dispensers that just fire arrows, one each, at this, where those could be when they've grown higher up. I've done this before, I just haven't done it here. I'm thinking it might be easier to build it, and then next time we'll have it, and here's how it works, because it's going to take like probably an hour to build. And that's if I had everything, which I don't have. But yeah, the point is you can make the problem is we don't have arrows.
Right.
We have some arrows. We have feathers, which was half the reason we did this chickinator. At this point, most of the reason was we did it. I'm not using it for anything, but we have feathers in, not here. And then sticks. What we're missing at this point is arrowheads, because we keep, every time we find gravel, we use it to make concrete. But we can buy arrows, I think. I mean, I know we can, but I assume we personally can. Let me go find out. Because we do have this fairly large village over here. And, but, I mean, it's okay to buy arrows, but buying arrows is a bit like buying ender pearls. It's like, yeah, it's certainly a way to do it. It's just easy. But it seems like we should have a machine that does it, gives it to us. We did a Enderman dropper, right?
I think so.
In the end. So like that, but for arrows. And the way you do it for arrows, because you can't just get skeletons to spawn very easily. particularly specifically skeletons. You can, if we can find a skeleton spawner in like a dungeon-y thing or whatever they're called, strong, I don't know, underground somewhere. We could not only set it up to get free arrows and bones for that matter. What is it you? No. You. Yeah, so we can buy, I mean, an emerald for 16 arrows. That's 4 emeralds for a stack if we don't happen to get them excited enough to lower their prices. Plus they buy sticks, which is nice.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah. Which means you can walk in here with just a whole bunch of stacks of logs and basically break them up while you're talking to these people and come out with a hell of a lot of money. All things. I mean, they want like 32 sticks, so. Which is, I think, 4 logs. So it's not perfect. Yeah, 32 is. If I don't have. I do have logs actually, but I'd have to reduce it. The point is that a log is 4 planks. 4 planks is 8 sticks. So, yeah, 6. This would get me. This would get me like what? It's 8 sticks. So 64 times 8 is what it would get. Which divided by 32, so it's not great. But it's a way to unload sticks and get some free money and trade it for arrows if you want. So yeah, we could build this thing. The way I would really want to do it, and it's not entirely up to me because first we have to find this thing. Go underground. I mean that's just something you do, right? Find, like, we have a spawner under us here for spiders, which I rarely go anywhere near, but it's a thing. It's down there. If we could find one of those, but for skeletons, preferably one that's at least level, I don't know, 20, maybe. Give them... It doesn't really even have to be that high up. I just need room for the mechanics. We could set it up to... The way that thing auto-kills spiders works on skeletons, too. Or there's other ways, but that would be just whatever. They run into something that hurts them, they die, their stuff falls into hoppers, you get it. Let me out. Just wait. If we hooked up the collection bits, the hoppers, whatever, throw it all into a sorting system because we don't want bones going out dispensers, that doesn't help us. But we could... Where the hell am I exactly? We could set it up so that the arrows coming from skeletons automatically, because we exist, go into the machine to be fired at these chorusfruit things, which, hopefully at least break even and maybe give us extra ones. That would be great. We can always just make sure we have a, well, I would say surplus, but I have 4. That I know of, I own 4. I can get more, but it's just weird that I thought I had some. We could, set it up so that the arrows go into the one place, they fire at the things when we basically tell it to, because otherwise it just does it once and the seed, apparently there's no way to plant the seeds in advance. Have that, go, there's no searching for, what are those things in? Let me check something. Locate... like a mineshaft might have one, but that's usually spiders. Stronghold? Or is that where the end portal is? And there's no dungeon in this list, so we can't put any effort in just finding one. That's not going to be a thing. I don't care. We could put effort into this real quick. I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of, cheaty, but let's go down and what's underground. We're on top of, we knew we were on top of that.
Yeah.
Which means there's probably, there's that we haven't seen. Oh, there's 2 of them. There's another one over here. Doesn't help us. I mean, it's not what I'm looking for. I'm just wondering, that's going to be a spider spawner. No, it's not. But there are probably some in here. What I would want is like a spawner with skeletons in it. And the best way, apart from what I'm doing, To find one is usually just kind of chop around underground, you know. Oh wait, I just found one. That is a... What in hell is in there? Anything? Skeleton.
Skeleton.
Well, alright, so... And 15. I mean, that's good enough. That gives us room, I think. I mean, if I go down, is the bedrock really tall? Now we're good, I think. So, -2 by 40, basically. That's cool. What's exactly above me? Should have done this a while ago, and then not told anyone I did it. But where am I? Oh. Why, that's interesting.
I told you there was stuff under us.
I know there's... Yeah, I know you were accidentally X-raying flying in too fast. What exactly is at 200 by 40? That would be what I really want to know. Just because that would be a way to get something... What? 203, 201... That's 200 by 40. That is offset enough because we could just build a ladder or something down to get there. You know, a ways. Oh, it's right next to water too. That helps. Well, okay. So that's interesting. Yeah, we can do that. Where am I on time? Yeah, we're out of time basically. So that's not happening right now. But we could. Why don't we do this? We'll get out of here. We'll set up to be able to get down there, light it up, so we're safe for a minute. Set up to... That's just in the backyard. Wow. That's amazing. That's awesome. I've been watching for months. I've been watching for one. If I do anything, I've been listening for skeletons. The whole time it was right here. Apparently. We can set up to do something with it, you know, exploit it. I've got a pretty good idea how I would want to build this thing. So step one is going to be we go down and... Well, and safen it, first of all, so they just don't exist unless we tell them to, or where we tell them to. Then they're auto-killed by something, and we get their goodies. Their goodies get sorted through a sorting system of sorts. I'm saying sort a lot now instead of which. Arrows go one way, everything else goes the other. Bows. Well, actually, we probably won't get bows if they die on their own. So it's going to be largely bows and arrows. And then we'll have we'll be in a position to... Well, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I know it's actually under like 207, I think. So it's actually under there, probably. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we can... Well, we got materials together, and we can get the skeleton killer part done in an episode for sure. Might be the episode after that we get the whole that thing, and then beyond that we'll have basically infinite lights because we can go get blaze rods from one source and arrows to get this to, you know, etc. from here. So that'll work. All right, we should probably go ahead and get out of here because we're not... Well, we could probably go home real quick because it's nighttime. But yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking a few steps ahead now, and I'm not sure even what to mention. I'm thinking that tree. I don't know how well it's working because it's a fairly large yard, I guess. But it's a thing. I don't know. It's ugly, but we can talk about how to make it work. We might be able to camouflage it up better. Do I still have some of these? Maybe just even make just a huge hedge out of it. I mean, what does it do to light levels at that point? If we conceal it as much as we can. 11. It's still fairly bright. I mean, there's street light. There's 7, so we'd have to have another one here or something. But yeah, we can make that work, or you know, get something out of it. Go take a nap real quick. And then yeah, we'll have a string of automation basically. One thing automates skeletons, the next thing automates chorusfruit. Could even, if we really wanted to, automate throwing chorusfruit into an oven fueled by like bamboo, although that starts getting laggy in a big hurry. I don't know. I'll think about it, get stuff together what I know I'm going to need, because it's going to take some stuff. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I was in spectator. Am I still in spectator?
No.
How do I get out of spectator? Do you think? Do I have to die?
I think this is just.
That's weird.
Yeah, this has happened before.
I know, but I'm trying to think how we got out of it. Not like that. Okay. I'm better now. Alright, so we'll see you next time when we do all that, I guess. So, bye.